Does your dog give you problems on the leash? Does your dog get scared? Does it get excited? Does it get anxious? Does your dog have reactivity on the leash? And if yes, to even a small portion of this, the problem with the way you walk your dog might be that you're not mimicking peaceful alpha leadership. Peaceful alpha leadership is often found in nature. It is inspired by animals of nature, and today we are going to take a look at a very peaceful alpha situation from an extremely popular video. We're going to break it down, and we're going to incorporate some strategies about just doing these few simple tweaks to your body language, to your posture, and to your mindset about walking your dog, how you're going to get a huge transformation in your dog's mood and confidence in you. So let's take a look at this. All right, so here we have a mother moose coming back and standing calmly in front, leading the baby moose slowly. This is the dangerous part of the journey, and what a lot of people don't realize when they're walking their dog is that from your dog's point of view, this is as complete, the human world is as completely foreign to your dog as it is to this little baby moose. And so the mom isn't standing facing the dog, pulling back. She's standing beside and looking forward. Okay, anytime she's coming back and looking at the moose, the baby, she's basically saying, come, follow me. And so as she moves forward, the proper position is to be in front of your dog. A lot of people don't have this because a lot of people come out of the house and they're literally being tugged by their dog like this. But is the big moose in a rush? Or is she calm? Even though there's danger here, the big moose is projecting a calmness, and she is alert and attuned to the danger, to the threat, which would be the car. Okay, so let's say you're walking your dog down the street. Things might be really good. You see something that you know is going to trigger your dog. It could trigger your dog by being excitable. It could trigger your dog by being scared, but both are going to have the same result, which is going to be a behavioral situation. It's either going to lunge, flee, be aggressive, to try to protect itself from being scared, or just be super excited and go towards it. It's going to feel a tug on the leash, and the relationship has now been reversed. You're totally beta. Okay, so the appropriate thing to do in that position every time is to take that situation out of play before it even happens. That's using your superhuman eyesight and seeing 6 times the distance that your dog can see, knowing your dog, that's being present yourself, and not flowing towards that in a straight line, not flowing towards that in an accelerating speed, not flowing towards that with tension in the leash. That's going to create resistance, opposition, reflex. All of this stuff is going to create bad behavior. So the appropriate move is, if you can't get there, if you get there a little bit too late, the next appropriate move is just to pause, create the tension on the leash, get your dog to look back at you, praise that, pivot the direction into one of nature's natural lines, which is an arc, and either arc around it or arc away from it, get to a spot where you're standing calmly just at the threshold of what would make your dog excited. Just stand there calmly. Now you're beginning to train and in the position that the adult moose had, which would be standing there and facing the threat or facing the excitement. And if you're standing on the threshold or just past the threshold, and you know what that is because you're watching your dog's breathing, you're watching your dog's laser eye focus, and you're getting that, you're moving far enough away and around it so that those two things soften in your dog. You're creating a result of your dog learning to temper himself, learning to temper his emotions. How you praise your dog there is peaceful alpha or beta, okay? If you're positive reinforcement lover only, okay, and that's your favorite thing, and you give your dog enthusiasm in that moment, well, your dog's going to be having like the emotional quotient of like a kindergarten kid. If you wait longer, if you bring more maturity to that moment, if you require more from your relationship with your dog, if you just want to chill and have your dog set up for life, stay in that moment, stay on that threshold, help your dog go through its natural sequence, 4 postures of surrendering. Have it sit down, guide it into a sit, command it to sit, touch the tailbone, sit. It sits, on its own naturally as it's calming down. So you're helping it ground by putting more surface area of the dog on the ground. Have it go into a down with its head up. Watch it change its breathing instantly. For your dog to even do this next one, which is a vulnerable position to get into, if it's really strongly scared or really strongly excited, that is going to take practice. That is going to take effort on your part and power on your part, because what you're requiring is that your dog respects your decision, respects your boundary, respects your guidance. A lot of dogs don't respect their owners. A lot of dogs love their owners, but a lot of dogs don't respect their owners, okay? And this is just a reflection of every relationship in your life too. You want to lead your dog, a peaceful alpha wants to lead their dog to the appropriate distance, in the appropriate arc, with the intention of keeping the dog's excitement or scared factor totally in a peaceful place. You can still feel the joy, but you don't have to act like a jerk when you're feeling joyful. Okay, so that is the essence of this. Okay, so let me just give you 2 quick leash training tips. If you do have anxiety or fear with your dog, doing these 2 tricks at the threshold point are going to be a nice pivot for your dog. It's like doing yoga or doing Tai Chi. It's going to let your dog work with that emotion, okay? The first one is just walk in circles. Medium-sized circles, moving around. You're always in a position of leading your dog, so your dog is going to have to surrender to that, okay? Put them in a sit, walk in a circle, put them in a sit, walk in a circle, put them in a sit. By the 4th time around, you're going to have a different dog. Your dog's going to transmute the energy, okay? The second option is straight line 10 feet, what we call a dominant turn. So if your dog's on your right, you're going to turn 180 degrees right so that your dog's on the inside, pivoting like that. Walk back, another dominant turn. Walk back, walk back. Do this while the distraction is moving past you. Once it moves past you, put your dog in a sit. Stand with the posture of the peaceful alpha in front of your dog, watching, modeling for your dog that you're seeing something that triggers them and things are fine, okay? When your dog behaves, makes the decision to temper himself in that moment, we're going to give positive reinforcement like a peaceful alpha would, which would be calm, reassuring love, calm, reassuring gratitude. Well done, good boy, good boy. It shouldn't be exciting the dog. It should be making the dog feel proud. All right? Thank you so much for tuning into that and for tuning into this channel. Don't forget to give it a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.